Growth Solutions was set up in March 2025. March this year, we joined forces with Total Sales HQ. We became a certified partner of Total Sales HQ because there's a lot of processes, a lot of structure, and a sales engine which we could leverage to benefit our customers and help our clients grow.
And it puts a little bit more into the back end of what you're doing, doesn't it? Because your strategy was always there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot more frameworks, and there's a lot. I think a diagnostic tool up front is really useful because it helps us really understand what's going on beneath the bonnet of a client's commercial operation. And from that diagnostic, we're able to build a bespoke engine to help give clarity and optimize their sales function.
Because I know from our conversations and obviously getting to know you that you are capable of doing so much. You've been employing general manager roles, so you've done lots of, you've helped businesses in many ways, but I know now you're really looking to try and focus that onto the sort of revenue generation and to the sales side, because I know that's an area of the business that you enjoy working in the most, and now you're putting in that structure you into those businesses. But tell me about some of the changes that you've seen with regards to sales over the last few years, the way businesses sell.
My client base is typically technical B2B businesses, typically founder-led, and they often start with a number of relationships, and that's their customer base. That grows, the business grows, the operational side of the business develops with it. Quite often the commercial side's left behind.
Yeah.
The AI has really accelerated what you can do with a sales function, but the CRMs have grown at a ridiculous pace as well.
Yeah.
There's so much automation. There's so much clarity you can achieve by having the right tools in place.
But on the flip side of that, there's so much confusion when even wanting to look and find something.
You're absolutely right. And I think that we're seeing there's so many different tools that don't all connect up, and not having that diagnostic, it's very easy to put a lot of money into the wrong tool, which essentially, if you haven't resolved the underlying issues, you're trying to scale chaos.
Oh, I like that line that comes from the book, right?
It does indeed.
But we also see a lot of, and this is one of the frustrations, right, that we see with the clients that we work with, is the kind of analysis paralysis. Yeah. We're looking at too many things, looking at, well, which CRM do we use? And you can spend weeks and months analysing, and they don't even know how they're judging it, because they're coming at this from an engineering point of view, and not from a sales perspective. And yes, bells and whistles exist, but not all businesses need all the bells. So your role is to install a CRM for fit purpose, right?
Well, I think CRM is just one tool that we can support with, and what we bring to the table is a collective decades and decades of experience, and it's a dedicated CRM which grows sales. It gives you the commercial visibility. It gives you some of the automations that you may require for your business, but it's all under one umbrella, and we've got that expertise to deliver that.
And how much more confidence do you get knowing that it's not just you, it's not just one person's solution? There's a team of people, there's a whole network of certified partners, and we spent 2 days down the Reset event. How do you feel after seeing and hearing about other people's businesses?
It's fantastic because, there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, and some partners have been certified partners for longer than I have, and to see their success already, it's really inspiring. But we're learning from each other. We're sharing ideas, and therefore it's not just me anymore helping my clients. I've got a team behind me helping me to help my clients. Yeah,
and that's resource as well for you, is it, in terms of what they're doing? I would say it's not scary now talking to organisations that need a lot of support, but I always think that when we're doing the Profit Lever workshop, it's triage, right? We're analysing how we can help them, and we've got to give them a guarantee from our side that we want to work with them, right? It's not a one-way ship, we're trying to make sure they get value out of the day, but equally, how clear are we that we can want to work with them, and they're receptive?
Yeah, I think the key thing is they've got to want to, they've got to have a problem first and foremost, but they've got to have the desire to resolve it. So if they're not bothered, if they're happy with how things are, the status quo, then that's absolutely fine. That can be good for us. They're not our clients. If they're looking to make improvements, if they want that clarity, if they want to grow sales, then we can support them.
Well, yeah, and we hear a lot, your attitude and the client's attitude will determine their altitude, right? If they want to hold on to everything, that's got to limit what they can do.
Yeah.
Our model is to go in and do that. So what makes us different? What makes you different to another, just a standard direct consultant?
Yeah, so I've lived and breathed it. So I've led the sales operation for a FTSE 50 company for over 15 years and formed their business. The depth of experience with total sales with all the different partners is significant, and the tools and the clarity that we can bring is phenomenal. The profit levers can make real differences to the business and remove these bottlenecks and constraints to enable growth.
So why did so we touched on it earlier, but why did becoming a total sales certified partner make sense for you?
I think it's the structure and the leverage. So the tools and the tech stack. I've installed CRMs in the past, but what we've got is we've got a tool which is dedicated. It's set up. We've got the resource to support it, and it can drop into any business. Obviously, it needs to be tailored to any business, but we've got something. We're not scratching around. We're not trying to find something and shoehorn it in. We've got a system, we've got the processes, we've got the frameworks to really make a difference in doing it fast. Yeah. To be able to do this within 30 days and have a sales engine installed is incredible. And I couldn't do that on my own.
You mentioned that word speed.
Yeah.
And it's so important, speed of everything, but speed of handling each lead that comes in. What's the turnaround time? What's the SLA on it,
But the speed as well, the speed of actually making an improvement, putting that installation in, if we do that within 30 days as opposed to 6 months, they start seeing better results within 30 days. So the cost of taking 6 months is, a delay in growth, really.
So just installing, obviously we talked a lot about the sales engines and co-pilots and things and etc. Who's your co-pilot?
My co-pilot's Jonathan.
Jonathan. So Jonathan's going to be helping you sort of with that. And we don't know yours coming online there, but obviously my co-pilot's Kathleen.
Okay.
So I've got Kathleen who's in my corner, so doing that. And I've seen today, I've been out of business for a couple of days. We all have a reset. How much more clearer are you about where your business is going to be, over the next 12 months, and how much more aligned are you with your sort of target market after the last couple of days?
Well, I think I've got some actions to take away because I'm sort of recently joined Total Sales and I'm just building the engine still.
Yeah.
So I've got some actions just because I wanted to get rid of the noise. So I'm working on the higher value tasks.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the co-pilot's for. So I'm just building some processes and some systems to enable me to delegate some of these lower value things, just to remove the noise, but to make sure that things continue. We've got that sales rhythm.
Yeah. And so we mentioned sales rhythm very neatly. But how does the book tell the story about what you do? How do you find the book? And you read it, what do you think?
Well, it resonated. It resonated straight away. A lot of the different scenarios, having led sales teams and supported other clients who were leading sales teams, a lot of the situations resonated straight away. And I'll be honest, I think I didn't really completely understand what good could be. I had a vision of good, but I think the vision of good that I've got now, understanding what we can do with the engine, the automations and the co-pilot is the next level. And I do believe that what we offer now is fairly unique. I think the experience I've got with leading sales team and commercial structures, along with the tools and the engines that we've got, just make us uniquely positioned to help our clients.
I'm still not aware of any fractional offering that that has the amount of implementation that we have, and that's what makes us different, because the value that we provide to a client and the data we can give them and the speed is unmatched, because comparing us against the day rate is totally unfair, isn't it? Because we do so much more.
Exactly. And it's the simplicity as well that we bring to that operation. We're not trying to fix everything at once. We've got our 4 profit levers and we look at which one's going to have the most impact on their sales. Yeah. And that's what we pull to start with.
So it's your 4 profit levers, it's the 5 critical sales functions. Yeah. And then what we lead into is those 6 Ps. And I think the way we simplify that gives us the opportunity to have the quickest impact.
Well, I think one of the outputs from the profit levers workshop is a strategy which a client can go away and try and implement themselves if they want to.
Yeah.
But we identify where they're strong with the 6Ps, the profit levers, and the critical functions that support sales. So we'll do a full analysis and make recommendations for them to take away. They'll have a 90-day plan. They're quite happy. If they're quite happy and they've got that maturity to go and take that away and do it themselves, they can. Or obviously they can retain us to help with that implementation.
But either way, they're going to leave that session with a lot more clarity about where they are right now.
Exactly, and I think that's what a lot of founders are requiring. They need that. They need that clarity, so they know where to invest. They can quite often. I think the default is we need more leads.
Yeah,
that's quite often not the case. They've sit on a whole load of leads.
Yeah,
they're just not being activated.
And well, you say, well, you can't scale chaos, but it's about having that structured rhythm for your sales. And I think that comes from outside, because nobody wakes up wanting to, not maximize their lead opportunities. So we give them that verification and clarity that their process is robust enough to get them over the line. So if someone was sat there thinking, I'd like to know more about Sales Engine, what would your advice be?
Book a discovery call. Let's have a conversation. We'll understand what issues you've got, what you want to fix. And then from there, we can determine whether a profit lever workshop will be valuable for you. If it is, then we can go ahead and book that workshop. And from that, you will get a diagnostic and a strategy of what to do in the next 90 days.